Good morning. The purpose of this presentation is to provide a brief overview of Spark's new funding approach with Regional Sports Trust, which is one of our partners. This presentation is a solo act. Although prior to this January, I was working at Sport Auckland, which is one of Spark's 17 regional sports trusts for 5.5 years. So I'm preparing this presentation today. I've tried my best to reflect the perceptions of both the funder, in this case being Spark, and also the partner being the Regional Sports Trust. So I'll do my best. Here we go. Spark's new strategic plan, unashamedly, is all about growth. Our new strategic plan, which stems from 2009 through to 2015, is all about more Kiwi kids in sport and recreation, more Kiwis in sport and recreation, and finally more Kiwi winners on the world stage. As you'll see on the slide there, we've got some pretty meaty targets that we're looking to achieve by 2015. 80% of school-age kids participating in sport and recreation, 500,000 more adults in sport and recreation, and finally over 1 million people volunteering in sport. Some home truths, if you like. Spark is not a delivery agent. Spark partners and invests in organisations that it believes can best contribute to the success of its strategic plan outcomes. If we look at community sport, which is all about increasing participation in schools and clubs, Spark has two channels predominantly to the market, providing investment to national sports organisations like New Zealand Rugby, New Zealand Football, New Zealand Cricket, and investment into 17 regional sports trusts that are littered up and down the country. So what I want to do with my preceding slides is to highlight what changes we've made to regional sports trusts so they're more fit for purpose to hopefully contribute to our big meaty targets in our strategic plan. If we have a look in the Regional Sports Trust vision mirror, if you like, historically funding from Spark to Regional Sports Trust has operated off a program-focused investment model. So we've provided pots of money for Regional Sports Trust to deliver programs within defined settings. You can see some of those on the board now. Schools, sports clubs, maraes, the list goes on and on and on. What's wrong with this approach, or what could be improved? More to the point. First of all, Spark provided investment across a large smorgasbord, if you like, of areas. We provided funding for health programs, for school-based programs, for club programs, for physical activity programs. The list just went on and on. So what we did was actually stretch our partners very thin. Jack of all trades, master of none. From a national perspective, our investment into sport and recreation was quite disjointed. For example, in the 08-09 physical year, the 17 regional sports trusts supported 53 individual sports. Of those 53 individual sports, only 3 were supported by more than 50% of the regional sports trusts. So from a national perspective, yes, we had a lot of sports trusts that were very busy, but they weren't as effective collectively as they could have been. Finally, in relation to measurement, it's pretty hard work from a national perspective to understand what impact the regional sports trusts were making on sport and recreation, because we only received reporting on specific programs that worked in defined in defined settings. So I guess to be brutal and to be blunt, the funding model was too prescriptive, it was too broad, the scope was too wide, the focus was in some cases regionally, not nationally led, and it was bloody hard work to measure. So this is a change in Spark's funding approach. Rather than providing pots of investment for specific programs, we're providing the Regional Sports Trust with a consolidated investment fund allocation. That funding has to be used to support 7 nationally targeted sports. So we don't have 53 sports being supported by 17 RSTs. We're gearing up the support around 7 nationally targeted sports. And we've also provided the autonomy for the Regional Sports Trust to work with sports that they deem to be of regional importance. Now typically that's 3 to 4 sports. So now each Regional Sports Trust is supporting 10 sports within their region. We're going to have a quick look at the outcomes and what they all look like and how they come together. Spark's new funding approach is represented across 4 key pillars, if you like: participation, contribution, capability, and advocacy. These 4 funding areas are underpinned, if you like, by 14 standard KPIs. Now this change might sound simplistic or basic, but I'll tell you what it's not. Under this new approach, the Regional Sports Trust are required to collect baseline data and to negotiate KPI increases with Spark to showcase how the work that they're carrying out is making a difference on sport and recreation and the 7 nationally targeted sports and the 3 to 4 sports that they'll be supporting at a regional level. This new emphasis completely changes the way that regional sports trusts will operate and also how they're held accountable. To respond to Spark's new strategic direction, all 17 regional sports trusts have embarked on new strategic plans. They've all restructured their organisations, and there's been a noticeable shift in sports trusts gearing up their resources to better support community sport and recreation. Why do we need to change? What's the result? What's it going to look like? Spark's new partner-centric funding model is unashamedly prescriptive in the what we are purchasing from regional sports trusts, and is less prescriptive in the how. Under this new funding approach, regional sports trusts are provided with greater autonomy to strategically apply their own resources, financial and human, to achieve Spark's assigned community sport outcomes. By embedding this new approach, Spark aims to first of all set nationwide direction by assigning nationally targeted sports, by improving the interaction that we have between the regional sports trusts and our other funding partners, national sports organisations. We'll be in a far stronger position to understand the difference that regional sports trusts are making on community sport and recreation. And then finally, we're providing our funding partners with the flexibility to strategically apply their own resources to deliver programs and projects that suit the needs of their given communities that they operate within. I don't want to spend too much time on this slide, but what I do want to highlight is this new funding model is not in place yet 100%. There's still work that needs to be carried out. We hope to have a finished product, a shiny product, by June of 2011. A point worth making though is that Spark hasn't just made decisions on high. Throughout this whole change process, we have worked very closely with our regional partners, our regional sports trusts. It's very much, as cheesy as it might sound, been a holding the hand exercise. And I believe this approach has enabled Spark to work closely with its partners to sharpen its own thinking and to ascertain what a happy balance is between what we'd like to achieve in the ideal world and what's doable at the coalface. So I guess, in summarising that, this collaborative working approach has enabled Spark to build stronger connections with our partners and set clear funding objectives that focus more on the need to know and less on the nice to know. Please don't be fooled. As I say, we haven't finalised things yet, but we have made some pretty good inroads so far. So in closing, this new funding model, in my eyes, is a twofold calculated leap of faith. Faith in Spark as a funder to get the what right, and faith in the RST as a partners to get the how right. Thank you very much.